So welcome, and what we're going to talk about today is one of our school values, which is integrity. And as we know, integrity is the Latin adjective for integer, which means wholeness. And how we achieve that wholeness is when we align our actions with our core beliefs. And in doing that, it makes us feel happy and we can live a lovely life. So we're going to start by asking some questions to see what your thoughts on what integrity means. So there it is. What does integrity mean to you? Yes.
When I think of the word integrity, I think of the idea of being respectful and open while being kind.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's so important, isn't it, that we acknowledge what we're doing, how we're doing it, and to who we're doing it. Absolutely. Anything else?
Integrity is basically being honest and hardworking. For example, you have a friend that's cheating on a test and they ask you to cheat with them. Will you be the hardworking, honest person that you can be, or will you lie and cheat?
Absolutely. Moral consistency is what I hear you're saying there, in all that we do and say. By being accountable, absolutely. So important that we take responsibility for our actions. Next question. Why do you think integrity is important?
I think integrity is important because it helps build trust and respect with others, or the foundation of your friendship and relationships don't have any honesty.
Absolutely. The more you have, the stronger a person you become, and the easier it is to make the right choices in your life. And as you say, it helps establish meaningful relationships. What are the benefits of being honest, trustworthy and respectful? Yes.
Integrity gives us inner peace, confidence, and it makes you comfortable with others. If you're not confident and comfortable with others, then you can't really be open about things and you have to keep your emotions in a bottle, and you really shouldn't.
Absolutely. Integrity results in us feeling good about ourselves, in the knowledge that we are being the best version of ourselves. We are serving ourselves by providing that inner peace, which is so necessary for our well-being. Some people say, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. What do you think that means in relation to integrity?
I think it means that you shouldn't do something kind just because someone's watching you. You should do it because it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely. And as we said, the more we have, the stronger we become. And we become that wholeness, that actually it's just organic. It's natural response. We don't have to think about doing the right thing. We just do it. This is a tricky one. Can you think of a time you told the truth, even though it was quite hard?
One time my friend asked me to lie for them. It was a difficult choice, but I chose to tell the truth.
And we know that once we start lying, we continue to start lying. And we also know that when we start to tell the truth, it becomes easier to tell the truth. And we all know which one we'd rather choose. For you, Melissa, would you mind sharing how you responded in that situation and how did it make you feel?
I told the truth and it felt better than having the guilt of lying.
Absolutely, because like we know, it makes us feel better. We are being the best version that we possibly can. It does come with challenges, and it's okay if we get it wrong sometimes. We are human, as long as we learn from that. But I hear what you said in that scenario, it actually made you feel better, rather than carrying around guilt and negative feelings. So thank you. Why does integrity matter?
Integrity matters in school because it makes the environment a safe and comfortable place to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting the effort in and the hard work really creates a safe environment for everyone to feel safe in, which is so necessary in order for you all to grow and learn. If you had to, what advice would you give to younger pupils?
Advice I'd give to a younger people is to keep using integrity as much as you can because it will make you a better person in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic advice.
The first step of integrity is also the first step of honesty.
Yes, absolutely. Having that strong moral compass enables others to trust us. That's what the foundation of relationships are built on. And once they trust us, it makes our community a better place for everyone. I can see, young ladies, that you have integrity in abundance. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us today.
This week's podcast is on integrity, which is again one of our trust values, and you will have just heard some of our Year 6 students talking about why it's important, not just in school but in life. And you know, one of the reasons for doing the podcast is to bring a little bit more of that primary school energy into the world outside of a primary school. So I'm really lucky at the moment. I've got Caroline Ruddy, who's one of our in-school counsellors here, just to talk with me. She often gives me a reflection back of kind of the temperature of the school. How is the school feeling? How are the staff feeling? What's morale like? How are the children getting on? What's difficult? What's going well? So I really always value her kind of overview of how we're doing as a school from the emotional aspect altogether. So thanks, Caroline, for joining me.
You're welcome.
You just did that piece of work with the girls on integrity, and I just wonder why in a school like ours, at the Welldon Park Academy, where we have a really rich, diverse community that's really caring and loving, it always strikes me as such a nurturing community. It's not an angry, divisive, bitter community in any aspect. Why is integrity something that is really valued in a community like that, do you think?
I think for integrity, the trust element and the respect element really underpins the expectation from our community.
Yeah.
And I think what is really good to be part of is that we look at the adults who are able to demonstrate how to be respectful, how to, be honest in those situations. And it's almost like people synchronize. They start to inherit that sense of feeling and that sense of wholeness that we talked about.
Yeah.
And then they start to reciprocate it. And I think people, are very intelligent and they read body language, letters, how we communicate with things. So I think people have a great awareness of what it is if we are being trustworthy, if we are being honest. And as we spoke, it's so important that our relationships within the community is built on trust, because that is the foundation for us to all move forward. If we don't have that level of integrity, things become more challenging. We start to feel more unhappy. And actually, in order for us all to live a happy life, following integrity, growing that integrity from the very earliest of years, right up to including all the staff, all the parents, it's primary, it's essential in order for us to continue to thrive as the incredible community that we are.
I agree, because I think one of the things that I notice here as a school, and I kind of noticed it from day one, because when I joined the Welldon Park Academy, it was my first time to be a head teacher, and it was my first time stepping into this community properly as well. And one thing that I really noticed is that no matter how busy people were or how concerned they were about anything, if you give a genuine broad smile, you will get that back.
Yeah.
And when people greet each other, whether it's teachers greeting parents or pupils and teachers, children and adults, whatever the scenario, we've got 420 children that come here. We've got approximately 100 staff, and then we've got the families of the children who look after them. So we can have, 500 people around the site every day.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with some pretty serious issues. Like, life is tough, isn't it? So families are dealing with difficult issues. Schools are dealing with all sorts of things to get things right for the community and genuinely make the place as wonderful as it can be for the children. So everybody's working hard and dealing with things. But there is a genuine magic at Welldon, which is an open honesty.
Yeah.
That is the biggest amount of collective open honesty of any community I've been fortunate enough to properly be part of.
Yeah.
And I think that's shown by a really open, honest smile. Like when parents and children just smile at you, there's a transference of trust, isn't there? And I find myself, whatever the start to the day or the end of the day, if I'm out there, you're just grinning because it's so, you know. And do you think that that's kind of like the first symbol of trust and integrity, is being able to be open, like you say, with your body language and a smile that says everybody's welcome?
But it is all of that. And I think it's also the fact that we're validating everybody. Everybody is validated. It doesn't matter whatever the challenge is that people are going through. If there is something we as a community can do to support them, we will do that regardless. That, you know, people get the sense that they can come and offload and look for help and get that support that they need, because this community is very special. And it, as you say, it starts with validating them by being transparent in that honesty, in that trustworthiness, so that they feel actually Welldon Park is solid. I know that if I try to push them, they won't fall over. They are strong individuals. They are pillars in our community. And, you know, for people to be able to experience that, it builds that relationship. And as you say, the transparency, I think, that they get. We are what we are, and we're really proud of what we are, and we wouldn't want it any differently. And when we've got, you know, a cohort of individuals that work here because they want to work here, they're passionate about what they do, and ultimately that is that we are here for the children. We want them to have the best opportunities that they can possibly get, and there isn't anybody that isn't on the same page.
Yeah, and it's quite magic, that, isn't it, that we do have that in the whole of our community. And I think about when you talk about asking for help, and we have, obviously we should be asked for help. We're an institution, and families come to us and ask for help for all sorts of things, and I'm glad that they do. But we also ask the community for help in so many different ways, because we as a school can't build the entirety of the lives and the futures of the children. We have to do it together. And when we ask for help from the community, whatever that is, whether it's for dressing up for something, or can you support with the home learning, can you, you know, we're trying to improve standards in this way, we get that support and help back, and it feels really reciprocal. So is integrity a one-way thing, or is it something that you think grows as people kind of show integrity to each other?
I do. And I think, you know, really very much like collaboration, you know, it is about us all working together. And we're all, you know, people are at different levels of, you know, growing their integrity. Like with the children, sometimes they say they get it wrong. As adults, we get it wrong. That's okay. But the more we try to get it right, the better that is. And it's the same for the, you know, the parents, for the staff, for the children. We are going to make mistakes. But I think, as you say, it's about that reciprocation. If I treat someone with a smile, by being honest, by being respectful, I'm pretty hopeful that the same will happen back to me. So again, I think it's the old adage that behaviour breeds behaviour. So how we present ourselves will absolutely reciprocate how other people will treat us.
Thank you so much, Caroline. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
And you, as always.
Thank you.